Let me ask you something, and I need you to be completely honest with me right now. Have you ever prayed for a financial breakthrough, believed God for increase, spoken it over your life, and then turned around and bought something you had absolutely no business buying? Have you ever declared, "This is my season of overflow," and then checked your bank account 3 days later and felt shame? Real shame. The kind you don't post about. The kind you don't tell your accountability partner. The kind that makes you wonder if maybe the problem isn't your circumstances. Maybe the problem is you. I have been there. And today, I am going to tell you the truth that changed everything for me. If that hits close to home. If you have been praying for harvest while leaking money from the holes in your pockets, stay right here. Because in the next few minutes, I am going to introduce you to a 7-day challenge that is going to do something that no budgeting app, no financial seminar, and no vision board ever could. It is going to address the spiritual root of your financial struggle. And if you are ready to finally deal with that root, I want you to do one thing right now. Hit that subscribe button, because in 7 days, I am dropping the follow-up video that shows exactly what happens when you complete this challenge. You do not want to miss that. Now, let's talk. The reason most Christians stay stuck financially is not because they don't believe God. It is not because they don't give. It is not even because they don't have enough income. The reason they stay stuck is this: they have never learned to control the flesh. And here is the part that nobody wants to say out loud. The same flesh that wants to overeat is the exact same flesh that wants to overspend. Think about that. The impulse that drives you to a second plate of food you don't need is the same impulse that drives you to add 5 things to your Amazon cart at 11 o'clock at night. It is the same mechanism. It is the same spiritual problem. It is the flesh demanding to be satisfied right now. And when the flesh is in charge of your fork, it is also in charge of your finances. Jesus said it plainly in Matthew 6:24. No one can serve 2 masters. Either you will hate the one and love the other, or you will be devoted to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve both God and money. Now, most people read that verse and think it is about rich people. But I want to submit to you today that it is also about impulse. When your impulse is your master, when that urge to scroll, to click, to buy, to consume runs your life, money is your master, whether you have a lot of it or a little of it. The flesh is in control. And a flesh-led life will always produce a broke life, even if more money comes in. So what is the solution? The same solution the church has used for thousands of years to break the power of the flesh over the spirit: fasting. Here is what I want you to do starting this week. I am calling it the 7-Day Fasting and Finance Challenge. And it has 2 parts that work together like 2 blades of a scissor. The first blade is a spiritual fast. I want you to choose a fast that is appropriate for where you are. If you are new to fasting, a Daniel fast is a beautiful place to start. No meat, no sweets, no bread, whole foods only. If you are ready to go deeper, consider fasting from sunrise to sunset every day for 7 days. The key is not the exact structure of the fast. The key is that you are making a physical declaration to God that you are starving the flesh on purpose. You are saying with your body what your mouth has been saying in prayer. God, I trust you more than I trust my comfort. The second blade is what I call the financial fast, or the zero-spend week. For 7 days. 7 days. There is a total freeze on non-essential spending. No dining out. No takeaway. No browsing Amazon just to see what comes up. No treating yourself to something because you had a hard day. No, it's only $5. For 7 days, the only money that moves is for bills, basic groceries, and fuel. That is it. Everything else stops. Now I know what some of you are already thinking. 7 days? That sounds extreme. But can I tell you something? If the thought of not spending non-essential money for 7 days produces anxiety or resistance in you right now, that reaction right there is exactly why you need this challenge. That discomfort is a spiritual signal. It is the flesh speaking. And we are going to fast that. And here is the third element of the challenge, the one that is going to shock you the most. I want you to start a note on your phone right now. And every single time this week that you feel the urge to spend but you stop yourself, I want you to write down that amount. You almost bought a coffee. Write down that amount. You almost ordered food. Write down what it would have cost. You almost clicked buy now. Add it to the list. At the end of 7 days, you are going to add up that list. And what you are going to find is that you have been leaking money you never even noticed. Money that was already in your hands that you were allowing the flesh to drain out, drip by drip, without ever accounting for it. That list is going to show you exactly where your financial harvest has been going. And I promise you, it will change the way you see your money for the rest of your life. Now let me walk you through the full 7 days, because I don't want you going into this without a roadmap. Day 1 is called awareness. On day 1, the assignment is simple and it is humbling. You are going to sit down, open your bank account or your spending records from the last 30 days, and you are going to just look. No shame, no excuses, no rationalizing. Just honest awareness. Proverbs 27:23 says, "Know well the condition of your flocks and give attention to your herds." In other words, God expects you to know where your money goes. If you don't, day 1 is where that ends. Day 2 is starving the impulse. Here is something I want you to understand. The urge to spend impulsively is not neutral. It is a spiritual test. Every time you feel that pull, that "I need this right now" sensation, and you stop yourself, you are passing a test. You are choosing spirit over flesh. Day 2 is the day you start recognizing every spending urge for what it really is, an opportunity to practice dominion. Day 3 is the idol of comfort. This is the one that gets deep. On day 3, I want you to ask yourself one honest question. When do I most want to spend money? Most people discover it is when they are stressed, when they are lonely, when they are bored, when they feel unappreciated. We have trained ourselves to medicate emotional pain with purchasing. And when comfort becomes something you have to buy, comfort has become an idol. Day 3 is the day we put that idol on the altar. Day 4 is contentment. Philippians 4:11. Paul says, "I have learned, in whatever state I am, to be content." Contentment is a learned skill. It does not come naturally. It is trained through practice, through discipline, through moments exactly like this one, where you have something in your hand that is enough, and you choose to see it as enough. On day 4, the prayer is simple. God, show me what is already in my house. Because Elisha didn't ask the widow for something she didn't have. He asked about what she already had. The oil of increase was already there. It just needed a vessel with no holes in it. Day 5 is stewardship. Here is a theology I need you to own deeply. It is not your money. Any of it. It is God's money. You are a manager. You are a steward. And a steward who squanders resources does not get promoted to bigger responsibilities. Luke 16:10 says, "Whoever is faithful in very little is also faithful in much." What God is watching right now is not your prayer life, not your church attendance. What He is watching is what you do with what you already have. Day 5 is the day that reality lands in a way it never has before. Day 6 is generosity. This is where something remarkable happens spiritually. After 5 days of tightening, of denying, of starving the flesh, on day 6, the assignment is to give something away, not to prove you have it, not to perform, but as an act of defiance against the spirit of scarcity. The person who can give freely is the person who has truly broken the spirit of lack, because lack is a spirit that makes you grip everything you have in fear. When you open your hand on day 6, you are declaring, "I am not afraid of lack. My God is my source." That is when the spiritual atmosphere around your finances begins to change. Day 7 is the vision. And this is where it all becomes real. You have saved money this week. You have a list of the leak amounts you didn't spend. You have 7 days of spiritual momentum behind you. On day 7, I want you to sit down with God and set a God-sized financial goal with the money you recovered this week. Not a bill, not a debt payment, unless that is truly where He leads you. I mean a goal that requires faith, a seed you plant, a decision you make that declares, "I am done managing lack. I am now stewarding blessing." Before I wrap up today, I need you to hear the heart behind this challenge, because I don't want anyone to miss it. This is not a financial hack. This is not a money-saving strategy. This is not about being cheap or living small. This is about becoming the kind of person God can trust with true riches. Jesus said it directly in Luke 16:11. If you have not been trustworthy in handling worldly wealth, who will trust you with true riches? The true riches. He is talking about our spiritual authority, divine assignment, and the kind of kingdom influence that money can't buy. But here is what we often skip over. He links your readiness for those true riches directly to your faithfulness with the money you have right now. Right now. Not when you get the raise. Not when the business takes off. Not when the season changes. Right now, with what is in your account today, God is measuring your readiness. And this challenge, this 7 days of fasting, denying, watching, and giving, is how you say to God with your actions what you have been saying with your mouth. I am ready. I am trustworthy. I can steward what you give me. Try me. Here's what I need from you right now before you do anything else. First, in the comments, type "The cycle ends today." That is your public declaration that you are accepting this challenge. I am going to be in these comments every single day this week. Every day. If you post an update, if you share a struggle, if you post the amount you saved, I will be here. I will pray for you by name. You are not doing this alone. Second, screenshot the 7-day theme list on your screen right now. That is your daily roadmap. Save it to your phone and look at it every morning. Third, subscribe and turn on your notifications right now, because in 7 days, I am dropping the Day 7 follow-up video where I am going to walk you through exactly what to do with everything you recovered this week and how to build on the spiritual momentum you are about to build. You do not want to miss that video. And finally, tag one person in the comments. Just one person in your life who you know needs this challenge. Someone who prays for breakthrough but hasn't yet made the connection between their spirit and their spending. Tag them. Share this video with them. Do this together, because there is something powerful that happens when two people agree together on earth about anything. Type "I am a steward" in the comments right now if you are ready to step into the identity God has always called you to. The cycle ends today. The leak stops here. You were born for abundance. Not the kind the world sells, but the kind that comes when God can trust you completely. I will see you in the comments. Let's go.